If you'd like a clean professional hem, then your blind hem is your best bet on your overlocker or serger. So pin up your hem as you normally would, standing, so you know where it's going to hit you on your ankle or on your leg, however long you've got it. And what I'm doing here is just taking away that excess. So what I'm holding in my right hand, that bit there, that's how wide my hemline's going to be. Just that bit there. Now, the other thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at both seam lines and we're just going to trim away that excess. What that does is allow the blind stitch to go over it smoothly so you don't get snarls or ugliness. Now fold it back on itself. So on the left-hand side you've got a fold line, on the right side you've got that cut hemline. What we want to have is the fold felt with our fingers, and on the right side, that fold line, we're going to match it up with that needle. And we're going to track that needle, catching that folded edge all the way around. I'm not trimming off a large amount with my overlocker because I trimmed it down already with my scissors. And I find it easier for my brain mental gymnastics to do that. So what I'm doing when I sew now is always align that right needle with the edge of my fold. I use my left hand and fingers to always check the edge of the other part of the folded hem, so I always know that it's a consistent width. The right needle, though, catching that fold as you overlock around, that is what is important. You do not want to have it too far to the left. You just want to catch the fold. And if you can keep that consistent, then that is going to mean that your vertical lines of stitching, because they appear vertical lines of stitching when you have the hem unfolded, they're all going to be consistent in size. And that's what makes a beautiful blind hem. So keep going all the way around. When you get to the start again, I like to go over it just a little bit. I turn my knob to no cut so I can go over that and make it secure. I overlock off, snip, and then I get my handy little tool. I've used this tool before in the how-to videos of how to finish your threads, your seams. I hook that thread and pull it through and then snip off any excess, and that keeps your tail secure and your hem is now complete. Well, almost. We have to do the fun part now. It looks like this at the moment. Now we're going to pull it out. And this is why the tension settings and testing those tension settings and making your own measurements for your own machine and how you like it are so important. I'm going to show you how I do that at the end of this video. So at the moment we're just pulling it all apart, and as you can see we do have those vertical stitches starting to appear. They are looking quite consistent. Here's my seam line, and you see how cutting away that excess seam made that transition smoothly over there. So keep going all the way around, pulling out and stretching out that seam. Here we are back at the start, and that's what it looks like. I've gone over it a little bit for security, but it's not ugly. And that's the blind hem finished. On the inside, you'll see there's not very much of a textural difference. It's pulled down quite flat. And from the front, we have this nice professional line. My track pants are complete, and this is a photograph of the hemline. If you like the shoes, you can catch that tutorial as well. I'll put it in the top right-hand corner. And now for the really important bit, how you can blind hem perfectly every single time. And that is about knowing your machine and setting it up. So this is the machine I'm using, the Babylock BLE1DX2, and every machine will come with an instruction manual. Read it, it's how we learn. At the back of mine, I've got a handy chart which summarizes all my stitch settings. I did have to add the blind hem settings, which I got from inside the manual. And yes, it's coffee stain, but that's real life when we use these things. So let's have a look and follow along while I set machine up. Right, so first of all, we've got the stitch length, and on my machine, it's a 4. Now you'll get these settings from inside your manual, but what you need to do is you need to write it down when you've tested it for exactly how your machine likes it. Now we're on to the stitch width, and that is at 5. Let's look at the left needle tension, and that's actually a nothing. We're needing to take out the left needle. Your machine is likely to have a screwdriver somewhere in its equipment, and this is what we do. We just undo the screw and take out the needle. Okay, the right needle tension is at 0, and that's a nice easy fix. We just turn the dial to 0. Now we're looking at the upper looper. That's a nothing again, not a 0, just get rid of the thread. We're not using it. So I snip it at the top. I realize that's slightly off to camera. I'm also going to snip it here so you get the message. Snip that thread. And for our lower looper, we've got 7. Again, simple dial setting. And now, this is something you always have to remember. We're going to go inside the machine a little bit further, and there's this little beaky, hooky thing. So we'll zoom in and have a look at that. I am just clearing my stitch fingers of all that thread, so we are not using the ones that we've taken away. Just clean that up, take out all the thread that is no longer required. All right, going into the interior thing that you have to remember to do. Here is this beaky little hooky thing, and you clip it in so that it sits into this little groove of that looper. And that stops the looper from actually working, which is what we want. We've got that done. We just close up the machine. And we are ready for our test. Always do a test. You will thank yourself. And of course, we know how to do this because I've just explained it and shown you. It can sometimes be a little bit different if you used a different material, but the beauty of writing down your machine's preferred settings, because yes, our machines are personalities of their own right, but if you write down the settings, then you are guaranteed, minor adjustments aside, a perfect blind hem every time you use your machine. Just pulling it apart there because we need the tension to be right, and we've got a great blind hem. Like, comment, and subscribe for more sewing basics and sensory-friendly sewing projects. Enjoy your comfy life.